After watching the film, are you still planning to stick with Daniel Jones this week as the starter?
I am.
What goes into that decision, and what did the film show when you rewatched the game?
Yeah, well, I think he gives us the best chance. Number one, I thought, there were a lot of plays that he did exactly what he needed to do. And then, look, there were some plays where it wasn't just on Daniel. It was a collection of things. It wasn't just one person, a protection or a route. It was a collective deal. And, we'll sit here, we'll watch the tape, and we'll do everything we can do to be better this week.
What have just one more to follow up, the conversations with him been like today and last night when you kind of make that decision to create a spark?
Yeah, I was very transparent. It was 11 minutes left. We were down 28-3. We didn't have a lot of stuff going. So we're going to go with Drew, put a spark, and try to put a spark into the offense a little bit. And that was it. So we just met for a while today, had a good meeting like we normally do. We'll meet here after this press conference, go through, all the tape and get ready for Pittsburgh.
Paul Schwartz.
Hey, Brian.
Paul.
Hey. This is your first year with the Giants calling the plays, obviously many other times. Is there anything you have to look at now, or you do look at now as the play caller, that can help Daniel and help this offense? In other years, you were the head coach, very involved. Now you're the play caller.
Yeah, I think, look, we meet, like I think this was similar to the question from last week. We meet all the time. We try to put together a really good plan, as good as we can, and then ultimately go out there and operate and execute it and make adjustments as we go. That won't change. We'll continue to do that. Obviously, the results aren't what we want them to be, but we're working hard to fix the things we need to fix to get different results.
Is this as I don't know, stymied or whatever? I mean, the points just aren't there. You know what I mean? And it seems to be going downward with the yards and the points and the explosive. Is this, at a level that is very difficult for you to even accept?
Well, yeah, you never accept where we're at, whether you're on top or obviously where we're at right now, which is not good enough. I've clearly stated that. We'll do everything we can do to improve the things we need to improve on, to correct some of those issues that we're having, and ultimately score points. That's the job, and not getting that done. Again, two of the big things we need to keep working on to correct, to help those things, are explosives and third down. And going back and evaluating those things. We're just off a little bit here.
One more real quick. You staying with Josh as the left tackle?
Yeah, we'll have that discussion here. We've watched the tape. We're not there yet. I thought that early on, there was a couple plays in there, one off of a jam and another one that could have been better. I think he settled in. It was his first time playing, so there's some things he did better as the game went on and made some improvements. And we'll see where we're at here.
Thank you.
Yep.
Dan Duggan.
Hey, Ryan, I guess I missed the start. You said you're sticking with DJ as a starter. Will you give Drew any first-team reps or do anything different in that regard?
No, Daniel's, again, I made that change when it was 28-3, 11 minutes left in the fourth to try to, create some type of spark. Obviously, it wasn't going great. That's not all on Daniel, trust me. So, again, I told him right after the game that he's, what I told you guys, he's a starter, and we'll work on improving the things we need to improve.
And at the end of the game, you did sub some guys out. Why not give Evan Neal a series or two or three in the fourth quarter there, just to give him some live reps after such a long layoff?
Yeah, I just wanted to go with the guys that we had.
And then with Deonte Banks, did you see that play live, or were you over with the quarterbacks at that time? I'm just curious.
No, I kind of saw Jalen scramble. Then I saw Jerome, right away on the sideline, and I know they talked about it in between series. So, it's something that yesterday I said has been addressed. We'll address that privately and get that better.
I understand, obviously you keep things in-house, but for fans, they see that's obviously unacceptable. Do you feel you don't feel you owe them to say anything about how you feel about that type of effort on a play?
Yeah, obviously we want maximum effort on every play. So again, we've addressed that. We'll continue to address it. and we'll make sure it's better.
Greg Johnson.
Hey, Brian. I know you're looking for explosive plays, but also a balanced offense. So I'm just curious why you decided to give only 3 carries to running backs in the first half yesterday, when the score was close, especially since you're having to chip more and pass protection, and it didn't look like Philly was really loading the box or anything.
Yeah, I'd say, we thought we can gain some yards and stay on track on early downs and, again, skip some of those third downs that we're trying to skip. Again, I thought first down, second down was not as effective as it's been throwing the football. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't great. It was somewhere in the middle. So, again, that was part of the plan that we went into to try to move the ball and to try to create a little bit more explosive plays. And then you adjust as you go.
Thank you.
Yep.
Tom Canneman.
Brian, we're never in the meetings that you have with the coaches. I mean, is it like a no holds barred meeting that they look at the film and say, Ryan, are you thinking about this? Or do they, just ask for their opinion and they respond?
Well, what we do, Tom, is we go into the meeting room, we sit down and we watch the tape together and we go over it with a fine tooth comb, every position, every technique, every call, and you discuss those things and you make sure everybody's on the same page. You do that for all 3 phases, and then you meet with the players so that everybody's aligned in what we're saying.
So nobody's holding back, like Mike isn't coming up to you saying, look, you got to do this more, or is that already open in the conversation?
Yeah, you talk about everything, Tom. At least the last 25 years that I've done it, it's, you go through the tape, you see the corrections you need to make, whether it's schematically, whether it's timing, whether it's personnel, whether it's technique, whether it's fundamental, whether it's situation. You go through everything. So it's good, productive meetings, got a good staff, good conversations all the way through. And, you try to be better the next time around.
Thank you.
Yep.
Ed Valentine.
Hey, Dabes, did you have any problem with Malik expressing some frustration last night? Saying that he was open a lot more often than he got the ball.
Look, when you lose a game like that, I hope people are frustrated.
And the second part of that is you've been very complimentary toward Daniel this year in terms of his decision making and where the ball has gone. Mm-hmm. Did you feel the same way last night that he made, mostly good decisions? Yeah,
and took care of it. There's always a few in there where the defense might get your disguise or it looks like something and there's a reason behind why we do what we do. But yeah, he's taking care of the ball. He's made the right decisions for the most part. We'll go ahead and work hard to get ready for a great Pittsburgh Steelers team.
Thank you.
Yep.
We'll take 2 more. Andrew Crane.
Brian, when you went back and watched kind of the rest of the film alongside Josh on the line, what maybe stood out as kind of maybe a glaring issue, or what do you want to kind of see from that rest of that group into this week?
Are you talking about as a team?
As the offensive line, as a unit.
Line. Yeah, again, we had one person in that hasn't been in. I'd say the communication process was good. They didn't do a whole lot defensively, but the techniques and things like that. It wasn't just one person or 2 people. It was kind of spread out, and everybody had their hand in it. There were some good things. Just again, at the end of the day, our job is to score points, and we got to work to continue to do that.
Last one, Pat Leonard.
Hey, Brian, how are you?
I think you're muted, Pat.
You can't hear me?
No, I got you, bud.
Oh. What did John Mara and Steve Tisch have to say about yesterday's game, if anything?
Yeah, again, we have conversations. I know you asked this a bunch. Respect it. We have conversations after every game. I'll keep those conversations private.
On the Malik question that Ed asked,
yeah,
I think the question would be more not that are you happy he's frustrated, but it seemed like he was intimating basically it wasn't me. Do you have a problem with that kind of attitude? Like, you know, when the team loses, a player kind of saying, well, I did my job. I don't know about everybody else.
Did he say it like that?
He said I was open. Yeah.
So he was open a lot. Yeah.
He was asked about the lack of balance impacting the passing game, and he said that's not his job. His job's to get open, and he was open.
Yeah, I don't want to imply what he was or what he wasn't saying. We're going to have a good conversation with all our guys. We'll have one right here in a minute. I respect Malik. I respect all our guys. I don't want to imply as to what he said or what he didn't say. If he said he was open quite a bit.